Hi, I am Mrs. Nancy Gebian and I'm the chemistry teacher for grade 9 American System. Today is Thursday, March 12, 2020. We are going to start a new section in Chapter 7, Section 7.1, Ions. The objective of this section is to determine the number of valence electrons in an atom of a representative element. So what are valence electrons? Valence electrons are the electrons in the highest occupied energy level of an element's atom, as you can see in the figure below. Determining the number of valence electrons. Please open your book, page 194. To find the number of valence electrons in an atom of a representative element, simply look at its group number. For example, atoms of the group 1A elements have one valence electron, like lithium, sodium, potassium. Beryllium and magnesium in group 2A have two valence electrons. Aluminum and boron in group 3A have three valence electrons. Carbon and silicon in group 4A have four valence electrons. Nitrogen and phosphorus in group 5A have 5 valence electrons. Oxygen and sulfur in group 6A have 6 valence electrons. Fluorine and chlorine in group 7A have 7 valence electrons. Neon and argon in group 8A have 8 valence electrons. Exception is helium. It is in group 8A and has only 2 valence electrons. Electron dot structures. Electron dot structures are diagrams that show valence electrons in the atoms of an element as dots. Please look at the figure below. It shows the electron dot diagrams for some representative elements. Let's start with group 1. Group 1 elements, they have one valence electron, so it is represented as one dot, like hydrogen, lithium, sodium, potassium. Group 2A, two valence electrons, so you can see two dots, like beryllium, magnesium, and calcium. Group 3A, three dots, like boron, aluminum. Group 4A, four dots, like carbon and silicon. Group 5A, 5 dots, like nitrogen and phosphorus. Group 6A, 6 dots, like oxygen, sulfur. Group 7A, 7 dots, like fluorine and chlorine. Group 8A, 8 dots, like neon and argon. And as I said before, helium has 2 valence electrons, so as you can see, it has 2 dots. Octet Rule. The Octet Rule states that in forming compounds, atoms tend to achieve the electron configuration of a noble gas. An octet is a set of 8. Atoms of the noble gases, except helium, have 8 electrons in the highest occupied energy level. For atoms to achieve a complete octet, atoms of metals, they tend to lose their valence electrons, while atoms of some nonmetals tend to gain electrons or to share electrons with another nonmetal. Formation of cations. How is a cation formed? It is produced when an atom loses one or more valence electrons. Naming cations. The name of the cation is the same as the name of the element. Example, Na+ is formed when sodium atom loses one electron. Its name is sodium cation. Ca2+, it is formed when calcium atom loses 2 electrons. Its name is calcium cation. K+, potassium cation, and magnesium cation for Mg2+.